morning. Yes, I'm here again. Saturday night, 7 p.m. Most people are out doing things or at home watching, I don't know, maybe Ampton Deck, but I'm not. I'm here doing my little Saturday Night Live. Yes, I'll be on here for the next 30 minutes talking about many different things. Why have you entered the room?
Why have you shouted at me?
I didn't shout at you. I said, good evening.
Why are you so loud?
I'm chatting to people online, Sebastian. Can you believe that? Wow. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, you now know that I have my son with me tonight. Yes, lovely. Anyway, right. So, what's been happening? Well, I have to do a couple of shout-outs at the minute, and I have to say a few things. First of all, I'm going to say a massive thank you to every one of you who did share, even read, get involved in trying to help Brixton Streetwear. Brixton Streetwear are a shop in Brixton in London that are being sued by an American company who also have the name Brixton. It's now looking like they may be able to challenge them legally because we are close to, not we, I'm not part of it, they are close to having raised nearly £10,000 in their GoFundMe campaign. So thank you for that. And as a thank you, believe it or not, as a thank you to me sharing it and helping them, they have sent me some of their clothing. This is black sheep clothing. It's beautiful. This is a lovely jacket. It looks very silky. The material is fantastic. And there we go. B for black sheep. It is absolutely wonderful. I also have a lovely fleece now. My son has a pair of shorts and hat because they sent some nice things. So there we go. And now I know that Christmas, yes, it's not that far away, is it, Christmas? So guess what? I'm going to share something with you that I found out a while ago. Now I know that the Premiership League has started. It has started. And the fitness hut is in the chat. He will know because I think I may have told him about this. So you've all got grandsons and grandchildren. You've all got sons and daughters. Some of you like football teams, some of you don't. But I'm going to let you into a little secret that a lot of shops do, but they don't tell you. As the Premiership season has kicked off, football tops for the Premiership are 60, 70, 80 pounds, depending on how tall or big you are. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's actually a site online called Soccer03 where you can send off for this season's Premiership. This is Ipswich. This season's latest tops, and it's all embroidered. This season's latest tops on the Premiership, and you can get them all for about £15 each. So there we go. Soccer03. Go look at the website. Buy the tops. It takes a couple of weeks to come. And before people say, yeah, but they're made by people abroad. Of course they are. Everything's made by people abroad. There's nobody's football tops in their Premiership are made in the UK. So there we go. Soccer03. Get your tops, home and away tops for your children prior to Christmas. Pack them all away, and you've got brand new Christmas, brand new kit for your kids, your grandchildren for there. Just thought I'd let you know that. So there we go. Right. Black sheep clothing and football tops for Christmas. So I'm glad I got that out the way. Yes. Also, I just received a message not that long ago from Soldier on Coffee, whose blends are still available. You can get them out. They don't sponsor me, okay? They don't give me anything. I just support local brands from local veterans that have been through the mill and are trying to rebuild their lives doing something they enjoy. So Soldier on Coffee, company based in Belfast. Soldier who runs this, veteran that runs this, should I say, is a double amputee. And he's done wonderful to come up with such an idea. He did send me this clearly a while ago, but yeah, why not promote good people? That's what I say. There we go. Right. I have written down a few things because each week I like to go and I like to look things up which will blow your mind. Okay? So listen to this. Oh, the old Patrick podcast. Good to see you, buddy. Yep. All good. Right. Here's a few facts, fun facts, which blew my mind, and I want to share them with you. Right? Did you know, for instance, it takes 39,000 gallons of water to prepare each new vehicle? Interesting, isn't it? 39,000 gallons of water. Wow. Wow. And did you know that each year, on average, 100 people die each year from choking on ballpoint pens? And the weird thing is, none of them are from the House of Commons, which is quite strange. What else forgot here? Oh, did you also know, ready, that the famous painting, the Mona Lisa, does not have any eyebrows? Yes, I actually looked that up today just to confirm that. These are crazy facts out there. These are crazy facts. So thought I'd throw them out at you. Let's see what you think about those. And I've got one down here. Oh, did you know that Australia is actually wider than the moon? I'm sure loads of Australians probably know that. Yeah. And another thing I'd point out today, which I never knew this. Do you know that wearing headphones increases getting bacteria in your ears? Well, I suppose that's common sense in a way, isn't it? Because you're putting something over your ears, which may not be clean, because there's a lot of sweat builds up on the headphones, doesn't it? And out of the sweat, you get bacteria. Yeah, so there we go. Right, so before we move on, let's have a look at the comments, and then I'm going to move on to other things, okay? So let's have a look in the comments. Lawson Cochran, you hate coffee, Lawson? Ah, well, Lawson, it's good to have you in tonight. Lawson, I've told loads of stories in the past about me growing up. I'm glad you're in the chat tonight. I've mentioned in a lot of my stories when I do podcasts that I grew up in Ballybean, as you know, Lawson, and I was a pain in the ass as a kid, and I was into fitness, and I joined your running club, Willowfield Temperance Harriers, and I do believe my age group at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had a Northern Ireland champion winning relay team. Our team was brilliant, and I was obviously, for those that don't know, I was very fortunate to not only have Lawson as a coach, but I had a runner in my club that was a little bit older than me called Simon Young, who was the European champion. He, if I'm right, Lawson, he run 1,500 meters in 3 minutes 52, and he run 800 meters in 1 minute 52, and was the next star. He grew up and he ended up joining the military like I did. Bit silly. Willowfield, Woodstock Road. Yes, Stuart. Yes. Lawson used to beast us in training. It was hard work, but enjoyable. But for those that don't know about my running, I'll tell you this. My family moved house, and we moved from Ballybean. We moved to somewhere in East Belfast. But the running club was at the Donald Boys High School. I think it was a Thursday night, Monday and Thursday night, Ross, I'm thinking, right? So what I used to do, believe it or not, I would jog from my house in East Belfast up Knock, across Knock, through Dundonald, and I would go to the boys' high school. I would then do my training, all the training with the boys. And if I couldn't get a lift home, then I'd just jog home. Dedication is what you need. I think Roy used to say that from Record Breakers. Anyway, there we go. So that's what I used to do. I used to enjoy it. Right. Bit of sad news today, though, came in. And yeah, I'm sure you're all fully aware now that James Earl, who played Darth Vader, has passed away at the grand old age of 93, actually, which is James Earl Jones. Do you remember? If you don't know him, shut your eyes now and listen. Close your eyes and listen. I am your father. No, not very good at that, am I? But there we go. Yep, James Earl Jones passed away. Unfortunately, yes. And as well as that, today was the funeral of Siobhan Goran Eriksson. I put a picture up earlier on my community page where it shows you ex-England captain David Beckham touching the coffin. And, you know, and a lot of people are going, oh, jumping on the bandwagon. The media had to go, oh, look, just in front of the camera. Just to point out, David Beckham arrived yesterday in his private jet and spent the day with Siobhan Goran Eriksson's family. And yeah, it's a shame. But, you know, we're all going that way in the end, aren't we? Yeah, life's too short to have grievances and gripes. Just want to point that out to you. Right? Yes. And thing that happened today, which I'm pleased at, I know many of you will not be pleased at this, but you have a guy from Strictly Come Dancing called, I don't know, I think if I can pronounce it correctly, Giovanni Pernese or whatever, or Penance, whatever it is. And he's had a lot of negativity thrown at him. You have a great memory, Trevor. You mean because I said 3 minutes 52 and 1 minute 52? Actually, my memory shot the bits at the minute, Lawson, about things like everyday things, but I can remember back the things that happened. I remember back there. Yeah. Can remember a lot. Yeah, of course I can. I remember a lot of those things. But thank you, Lawson, for that. Yeah. Giovanni Penance, who's had a lot of controversy about him, I don't know, bullying women or alleged things that are happening. Well, guess what? Not only has he been invited back to Strictly and he's on the next show, he's also based in Rome at the minute, where he's on the Italian version of Strictly Come Dancing. So this has worked out quite well for him, hasn't it? When people tried to destroy him. Para's in the Philippines. To be quite fair, there's paratroopers everywhere. All right, so there we go. Right. I've got a few things today that people have spoke to me about. What have I got here? Oh. Story today that may have hit the paper slightly, but I'm going to say I've heard this offline because I have. I've heard this offline as well. Now, I won't tell you who. There's a story which is broken from a great, well-known and highly respected royal correspondent known as Rebecca English. I'm sure many of you have heard of Rebecca English. Well, I sent her a message a couple of days ago. Yes, I've got awesome people in my phone book. In high society circles, there's a lot of things going around at the minute which are completely pro the Princess of Wales and the Prince of Wales. And certain individuals who tonight, believe it or not, tonight we have a Ginger Whinger celebrating his 40th birthday party with very little friends. And that's a shame. But the thing is, and I will point this out, you reap what you sow. I received an email from HG Tutor today. And in part of my response to that email, I also wrote, you reap what you sow. It's becoming my favorite saying, actually. It's becoming my motto. Yes, there we go. Right. Now, if you haven't seen this, I'm going to point this out to you. I was actually quite stunned that the infamous, I keep saying that word, it's the wrong word to use. The famous Lady Colin Campbell has done a video on YouTube. And I'd like to say I'm so honoured that she has added my name to the title. And she has spoke very highly of me. So I'm really, really pleased about that. Not too sure if I'm happy about one of her friends fancying me, if I'm honest. But do you blame them? No, I'm only joking. There we go. So, yeah, so that was good. It's lovely to get shout-outs from people. At the end of the day, I always say this platform is big enough for everyone to succeed. It's big enough for us all to do well. There's enough room here. And if you did not know, there's over 2.3 billion YouTube accounts. Don't know how many channels, because some people like you just watch. They don't have channels, they just watch. But there is 2.3 billion people signed up to YouTube. So I thought I'd point that out to you. It's wonderful. And I did have a little message earlier on. There is a lady who's a great author, if you didn't know. Her name is Vanessa Bailey. She writes awesome books. She's just had one of her books adapted to screenplay, and she's filming it right now, and she's playing the lead role. So I'm hoping to have her on soon. Oh, thank you very much, Debs. Yep, I'm hoping to have her on the channel soon to have a chat. Now, I tell individuals that are close to me what I'm doing because I have trust in them and they have trust in me. I tell certain YouTubers what I'm doing because we trust each other. It's teamwork. Now, tonight, I am going to point this out. I had an awesome guest lined up. And then today, I had a call from him, and he's going to come on next week. And I'm going to let you know a little bit about this guest. This guest is a security expert. He does a lot to do with security. In fact, he's never off the news talking about security. He knows a lot about royal protection. He knows a lot what goes behind it. He knows a lot about RAVAC, which is the royal protection team that look after the royal family. Anyway, he would have loved to have come on, but he's actually, right now, he's driving to a job to deal with something else. So he sends his regards. I've had quite a few people tonight send me that they couldn't make it on. Believe it or not, and I will point this out to many of you, Saturday night, 7 p.m. is actually prime time. And a lot of the guests that I want on are working tonight at 7 o'clock. So it's hard to get them on. But it's either in the future I move my timings to accommodate bringing on guests, or I just go. And I just go, to hell with you. We're going to keep moving forward. That's what we do. Right. Yeah, that show that Vanessa's doing out now, the film is called The Breakup. Her book is called The Breakup from Vanessa Bailey. Have a look at it. It should be available all over the place. And I've got collaborations coming up very, very soon with an old veteran that I used to serve with. His name is Kev Cuthbertson. He actually has a channel on YouTube called KC Images. Brilliant channel, brilliant photographer, Scouser, but an awesome guy. Scousers are awesome, I'm just saying. And I've got Ryan Forrest, ex-War Marine, who has his own YouTube channel, which is doing fabulously well. And then my other one is Combat Ready Headquarters. Fantastic individuals. They're all trying to do well on YouTube. They're all moving forward. And it's nice to give each other a lift up. So there we go. Right, let's have a look. Do we have any questions coming in? Do we have any questions coming in? I'm sure we do. If it's about the artist formerly known as Prince, I don't really know much about him. Right, Foxy. Paul running makes me too exhausted nowadays. Such a shame. Okay. Oh, I suppose I may have a drink in my new merchandise for Saturday Night Live. Talking of new merchandise, I would like to point out that I did send out the cups that I picked. I picked 3 people out of the chat last week, 3 people, and I sent them cups. And I've only had one confirmation to say the cup arrived without being broken. So that's nice. That's nice to know. Right. I am going to pick 3 people out of where can I get a Trevor Cope mug? Oh, I pick people out the chat. Old Partnership Podcast. Chris is on here. Good man. I will have some merch out soon, hopefully. Awesome. Get it up and going. So last week I picked 3 people out of the chat and I sent a cup to each of them. Only one of them so far has confirmed to me that they have received their cup and it was not broken. So that's nice to know. Lynn Kirkpatrick, send me an email after the show and I will get a cup out to you. But you need to send me an email because if you listen, my memory shot the bit. Steph Ward, I'm late on. I got my cup this afternoon. Thank you. Thank you, Steph. I'm glad that you received your cup. Muggle One, my mug is brilliant. I'm glad you received your mug as well. There we go. So I've already mentioned one person in the chat that I'm going to send a cup out to. Do you know what? Samantha Mustard McDowell, send me an email. A cup's coming to you as well. And who's that there? You gifted 10 people memberships. Deb Scotchlass, send me an email as well. And that'll be my 3rd cup this week. And the cup will go out to you as well. So there's 3 people that I have picked out the chat. And you will all get cups ready for next week. I'm glad you 3 had your cups ready for tonight. I'm really glad. So there we go. See? Sometimes it pays to tune in to people. You will get stuff sent out to you as a gift. But if you don't send me an email and let me know your address, you'll not receive one, unfortunately. So there we go. Yeah, what's this? Paul 2, for a while, Paul. Okay, has anyone got any questions? My guest isn't here tonight, so I'm just going to chill. Just going to chill and relax. Why not? You've matching mugs. I hope you all have matching mugs. You're welcome, Debs. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. Yes. I mean, I have over 200 people in. Do we not have any questions? When I begin to wrap it up, just remember, if you have grandchildren and they're into football, write down soccer03, and I think it's .com, the website. Type it into Google, see what's available, and get those kits bought prior to Christmas. It will save you hundreds of pounds. Okay, there we go. What's this here? Was that Diane Durham, the same one? I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you celebrate the 12th of July? That's from Nicola. Nicola, I live in England at the minute. If I was home in Belfast, I'm sure I would be out for a few pints and celebrating the 12th. But I also celebrate St. Patrick's Day. To me, those dates are not as important as other people, but I still go out and have a pint, you know, and join in, of course. You know, you have to, don't you? US government primary. I don't know who you are, if I'm honest. I don't want you putting spam in the chat, so I'll have to get rid of you there. There we go. My opinion on right. Someone says, Trevor, your opinion on Stormer with Joe at the White House. Do you know what? My opinion of Joe Biden has changed. I used to think he was, oh my God, what's what I say? I used to think he was a little bit retarded. It's not his fault. I just think he's not well. I don't hold him in high regard. I think he's ruined the country. He certainly messed up Afghanistan. As for Stormer, I despise Stormer for what he's done to our pensioners. Okay, it's just my opinion, and I'm allowed it. What he's done to our pensioners has been unforgivable. Do you think Keir will last much longer? I don't know, because do you know what? The more foreigners that this party lets in, the more votes they get to stay in power. I mean, you've got to look at the London mayor. What do you call him? Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was saying, that's my dad's name for him, by the way. Genghis Khan. He told me today. So Genghis Khan wants to prioritise prisoners come out of jail on the housing register. So I think that's a bit crazy, isn't it? So there we go. Yeah. There's a lot of things in this chat here about that. Well done, everyone. Are you going to get your mum on, Trevor? Do you know what, Martin? My mum's not into this type of thing. She's not. My mum's an observer. She observes a lot and takes a lot in, but she's not one for the limelight. She used to do an amazing job, which I am never allowed to talk about, because my mother's old-fashioned in a way, and she went, Trevor, no, I signed the Official Secrets Act and I will never talk about what I did. And I'm like, but it would be an amazing story. Yep, but there we go. She won't talk about it, and she sticks by it, and well done to her for having her morals. Yep. There we go. What's fuck? Ham Shackleton. Ham Shackleton, you know what? I have to get you a cup of it. Do you have an Ipswich season ticket? They did well today. I don't have an Ipswich season ticket. I tried, and this is the problem with Ipswich Town. They're now in the Premiership, but that's a great question. So my son is at the Ipswich Town Academy playing football, and guess what? And I will point this out, and it made me angry. I responded to Ipswich. Every single Ipswich season ticket was sold out before it even went online. So people from the previous ticket holders from last season, the season before, got priority, and directors and sponsors got, I mean, they were sold out right when they went online, or just before they went online. It sort of wound me up a little bit. So what's this here? Trevor, the Diane Durham in the news you informed us about, is it the same one that threatened Fiona? Yes, it is. Okay. We're hoping that lady, I didn't really want to discuss. I don't want to discuss about her. She's probably watching anyway from, I don't know, from our cauldron. But yeah, she's confessed everything online anyway. If honest, you know, the prosecution just has to look at all her stuff she's been putting all over the social media, and she's confessed. So I ignore her. She's a non-entity anyway. I ignore people like her. My favorite film. Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know if I've got a favorite one. If I look at growing up, when I was a kid growing up, I'm gonna say when I was growing up, I would have chose E.T. I'm not sure. When it comes to war movies, I liked We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. But I liked 13 Hours in Benghazi. But I didn't like what that movie stood for, if you know what I mean. I didn't like how it got to be made. It was a failure from Hillary Clinton. I don't want to go into it, but that one. And Black Hawk Down, because if I'm honest, Black Hawk Down is a iconic movie set in Mogadishu, about Mogadishu. And I know one of my good friends, as you fully were, Matthew Marsden, starred in that. That was one of his first breaks in Hollywood, was in that movie with Eric Bana and Ewan McGregor and, you know, Orlando Bloom. So Matthew Marsden was in that. So I like that, for it helped launch his career in Hollywood. So I love that. But I also know soldiers that used to be in the French Foreign Legion that were doing the extreme cutoffs for the Americans to go in. So I know them. So, you know, so that one there. Green Mile was brilliant. I have to say that. Yeah, I agree with you. A Dog's Life in Liechtenstein. Hello. Were Eagles There? Yes, brilliant. British iconic movies. You don't get to see them anymore. They don't put them on. Dawn Marie Smith, nice to see you in tonight. 13 Hours, good movie. American Sniper was a good movie, yeah. I mean, I've watched quite... The weird thing is, now when I watch war movies, especially today's war movies, I'm not blowing someone's trumpet. I'm just letting you know that today's movies that I'm watching, I know most of the soldiers that like, for instance, Rob O'Neill, they did a movie on him about Bin Laden. Marcus Luttrell, Left Behind, you know, so I know quite a few of the guys that the movies are about today. So, and when I look at movies now, I have a different outlook, because when I look at a war movie today and I see what's happening, and I'm observing, I'm not watching it like a moviegoer. I try to do it, but when I watch war movies today, and if you're a veteran and you're in the chat, by all means let us know. When I'm watching a war movie today, I'm critiquing it. It's like I'm DS. I'm sitting going, no, they need. Why are they moving? They shouldn't be moving. The smoke hasn't built up yet. There's fire. There's no suppressive fire, and that's not. It's see to watching a war movie today, and you have all this tactical knowledge in your head. It's a curse. It's a bloody curse to watch war movies. There we go. Pulp Fiction was a brilliant one. Guns of Navarone, another fantastic one, yeah. Rick Paul's in there. Rick Paul. Rick Paul's got a great channel. So has A Dog's Life in Liechtenstein. Two great YouTubers, by the way. If you haven't went over and had a look at them, at least give them a little look. Were Eagles There with Clint Eastwood was awesome. Hi, Ada. Lisa H. The Foreign Legion. Gungadin. Yes. There's a lot of great chats in here tonight. Lots of good ones. So Tina has said that Stormer despises the British people. Every move he's made proves it. I can't even doubt what you've just said there, because every move he has made has been detrimental towards British citizens, hasn't it? It's quite sad what's happening at the minute in politics. Martin asked me, does watching war movies not get me down? No, it used to. I didn't like watching. I can't remember the name of the war movie actually, with Marcus Luttrell, who was left behind. I didn't like watching that because the special effects were so realistic that it sort of made me on edge watching it, if that makes sense. If the special effects in a war movie are so realistic, and the crack and the thump, and you get to see it, and today's special effects guys and medics on today's war movies are so bloody good that it sometimes is too realistic, and it can sort of traumatize you a little bit. So it depends. If I see clips of something, I'll take myself away from it. I won't watch it. I can't even remember that one with Marcus the Trail. Have I got that here? I think, did I have that? I can't remember if I had it here or not. Doesn't matter. About the Navy SEAL that got left behind in Afghanistan. His team was killed. Hopefully get you these cups out before next Saturday to the 3 ladies that won them tonight. Anne-Marie Toole is trolling. I've never heard of her. Talking pictures. I don't know who Anne-Marie Toole is. If she is, that's quite sad to troll, isn't it? Lone Survivor. That's the movie that I watched that nearly sent me back into therapy. Wow. Lone Survivor. Brilliantly put together, but a shocking movie. I'm just looking through the chat, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Well, anyway, listen, it's been over 30 minutes. It's a Saturday night. I do not want to take up any more of your time. You've all busy people. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thanks for sticking with me. And yeah, look forward to tomorrow. Look forward to tomorrow for tomorrow's Daily Rant. And listen, thanks everyone for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will answer the rest of your questions tomorrow. But yeah. Look forward to next week when I can hopefully get these cups out to 3 lucky winners. Ladies, make sure you send me your emails with your address on it, and you'll get them out. And I'm glad the 3 of you that are in the chat received your cups today. Okay? Take care, people, and stay safe.